Hey guys, I want to welcome you to the coverage of E3, where last night I was able to get a hands-on demo of Watch Dogs 2 at a pre-E3 preview event. Now, I got to play the game for about 25 minutes, but unfortunately we weren't allowed to capture any direct footage. But the game is extremely awesome, and I felt that I needed to give you my impressions. Now, before I jump into the experience, I'm going to just kind of address one concern everyone's probably going to have. And as we all know, the first Watch Dogs game was promised to be one of the best-looking games to ever come out if the trailers were to be believed. Now, ultimately, when the game came out, the graphics were not anywhere close to what we were expecting. Watch Dogs 2, however, Ubisoft seems to intentionally be going out of its way to make sure that this is not the case. Now, I'm not going to say the trailers aren't going to be juiced up a tad, but at the preview event with media in attendance, the game was running on the PS4. Now, they could have easily used high-end PCs on max settings, but didn't. Now, for my hands-on time with the game, I was paired up with a producer on the Watch Dogs 2 dev team who walked me through various aspects of the game. He introduced me to Marcus Holloway, our main protagonist. Now, it's clear that they actually injected a personality into our hacker this time around. Definitely appreciated that. Now, after the brief introduction, I was shown many layers of hacking that was available to us. We were able to hack so many different objects in many different ways. Now, pointing at an object, whether it be a car, a door, or even another person, you can just quickly tap the L1 button to initiate a default hacking function. Now, it's great for when you're quickly on the go. Now, if it's a door, it'll open. If it's another person, it'll distract them with their phone. But what gives this game so much greater depth than the original title is that the other hacking options that are going to be available if you press and hold the L1 button. Now, from here, you're going to be presented with up to 4 additional options. If you're hacking a car, you can make it move forward, backwards, or steer it even left or right. And if you open up the hacking menu on an electrical box, you can use it to lure enemies towards it, or you can set up a proximity shock blast when opponents get near it. There's so many options which will allow you to choose how you want to progress through your story. Now, after the hacking introduction, I was introduced to the drone. Now, after setting up a drone, I took to the sky from my central location within San Francisco, and I was able to get a great view of the city and surrounding areas. Now, the game is definitely beautiful, and all the areas are available to you from the start if you choose to take yourself on a tour right at the beginning. Now, using the drone, you'll be able to scout, of course, locations, enemy drones, or enemies, and other objects you can interact with. But you don't want to get too close to enemies, because as I found out, they'll throw rocks at your drone. Now, your drone has no limit on time usage, you're just limited by range. From here, I went on a little shopping trip to purchase some new clothes from Marcus. Nothing, too revealing here, but for those of you who like to customize your character, you'll be pleased with the many options that are available. After that, I took to the streets and drove to a side mission location. Now, the intent was to show off the new driving improvements that were made, a fact that was kind of lost on me since I insisted on taking the fastest looking car, and quickly learned that some of the winding streets of San Francisco might not be the best choice for a very fast car, especially when it doesn't have the control. Definitely an arcade style driving here, but as they promise, it is an improvement on the original. Now, during the side mission, I was introduced to another new toy, and it's the remote-controlled camera drone, taken pretty much straight out of Ubisoft's Rainbow Six Siege game, but far, far more powerful. Now, this little guy might not be able to fly, but it can jump and interact with many hacking opportunities available to you. It's these new toys that will allow players, such as yourself, to approach the game in whichever game style you prefer. You could choose to be a hacker who enters an area guns blazing. You can instead choose to be a ghost and use stealth to take out enemies. Or if you're a gadget guy, you can use hacking exclusively to accomplish your various goals. Now, the last thing I did during my hands-on time with the game was meeting another player in the game. Now, his name was Hugo, and we decided to team up for a cooperative play. You'll see other players in your game world, but they can't interfere with your game world unless you choose to team up. Now, seeing other players in the world will make the city feel more alive. Now, remember, you're the only Marcus in your world, so other players will appear as somebody else. Now, this is probably the one thing that I think the Division really needed badly. It was kind of really empty to see no one else walking around outside, of course, the Dark Zone. Now, playing in co-op really opens things up for you. We played another side mission where I could have managed it solo using the standard dagger tricks that I used during the first side mission, but with the second player, it really played out much more differently. You have so many more options. I decided to let Hugo stay on the ground, and I took to the sky with my drone and provided assistance from above. It was a really completely, oh my god, that's fucking awesome moment. It was, I was instructed to fly my drone over to Hugo. He then strapped on something to the wing of my drone. It looked like kind of like a shock mine or something like that. And he set the device to proximity and then instructed me to fly up and find an enemy and perform a dive bomb on him. And then when my drone got close enough, it set off the mine that I had as I neared him. And it was a really clever use of the drone. And then I immediately started thinking there had to be a trophy for doing this. There just has to be, right? Now, the completion of this mission would end my hands-on time with Watch Dogs 2, but there was something I noticed that when I went to the menu of the game that had me a little concerned, and you trophy hunters out there will know what I'm talking about. On Marcus's cell phone, there are many apps, just like in the first Watch Dogs game. And just like the first game, there was a media player app. Now, my trophy hunting friends out there may recall the Song Seek trophy from last game, and how much of a pain in the ass and how random it was. They couldn't confirm nor deny any questions I specifically had in regards to it in Watch Dogs 2, but have no fear. I immediately explained that in the first game it was exceptionally poorly executed, and the response from them was, message received, loud and clear, with a little wink. There might not have been a wink, but it felt like a little kind of nudge there. So I'm guessing they heard back from the thousands of people over the last couple years. But damn it, when you have FaceTime with developers, you don't miss the chance to tell them not to screw with us trophy hunters. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for more E3 coverage, and we'll see you soon.